That time again for 5 on 5. 5 sports stories from this past weekend and 5 to watch out for this coming weekend. At number 5, the Mets take the Subway Series at Yankee Stadium, highlighted by some fireworks from slugger Pete Alonso and the Amazons on July 4th in a Game 1 split doubleheader victory for the Mets.
I've had a lot of quality at bats, and I feel like I've been right on some pitches. Like, granted, you don't necessarily feel your best every single at bat, but I feel like I've made a lot of really good passes, and I know in Atlanta I made a lot of hard outs, a lot of hard contact, and that's baseball. I mean, it's 9 against 1 when you're in the box. Even the pitcher and the catcher count as fielders as well, so it's 9 against 1 up there. And even if you hit it hard, sometimes they don't land. I thought I was really, really solid with my plan, and I'm just really happy I got to be able to capitalize in a really big moment.
And at number 4, the Yankees salvage America's Patriotic Day in a split, but didn't have as much to boast about as the Mets. Although the Bronx Bombers have had their share of moments this season, the 500 club has 3 triple plays and now 2 immaculate innings to their credit. The latest courtesy of standout reliever Chad Green. Green tosses 3 perfect innings in a Subway Series win for the Yanks. We go back inside the locker room for more.
I think being able to land the breaking ball behind in the count got me back into some counts, and I was able to get some quick outs to keep the pitch count down. So, yeah, we've had some pretty devastating losses past few games that we should have won that we just weren't able to get done. So, yeah, I mean, I think that was a very important game for us. Definitely when we go into an off day, you don't want a sour taste in your mouth, especially playing a doubleheader. Obviously, you're trying to win 2. Came up short the first game, so yeah, it makes sleeping a little easier tonight. Obviously, we know we have a lot of work to do still, but we'll reset on the off day and get ready to play on Tuesday. So.
The New York Liberty grabbed the 3rd spot on the front end of 5 on 5. The Liberty rallied from 18 down on the WNBA hardwood to top the Mystics Saturday at the Barclays Center. Speaking of fireworks, talk about an explosive comeback for the Liberty.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't start off great, and we had to, come together in the locker room, figure out what we needed to do and how we needed to come out of this game. And I think we all believed that we could win, if we did the controllables and played like we know we can. And so it was huge to be able to come out and get a win against a very good team. But I think it was, more importantly, just showed us that this is the way that we need to play in order to win games in this league.
That was vintage Sabrina. We had to really be careful and manage her minutes, or else she probably would have played a lot more. But some of the things she's doing better now is she's using those ball screens. She's coming off tight. She's setting up the ball screens better. She's not coming off straight up. She was more aggressive tonight, not letting, hard shows and physical defense bother her as much. I just thought that she really came out and adjusted and looked like herself tonight. And her taking the onus on herself to make those adjustments, and how big of a difference that makes for our team when she's a playmaker down the stretch and she's looking to create her own shot and create for other people. It is a game changer. It really is.
Comeback was the operative word for Joseph Newgarden and Team Penske this past weekend, too. Newgarden drove to the first victory of 2021 for himself and Team Penske on Sunday, leading 73 of 80 laps and holding off a charging Marcus Ericsson to win the Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio. It ended a dry spell of 9 races without a victory for Newgarden and Team Penske, the winningest team in IndyCar Series history.
It seemed like smooth sailing at the beginning of the stint. I felt pretty comfortable, and just 10, 15 laps to go in each set of primary tires. I was just chewing up the rears, so I was really struggling to just kind of make it to the end of each stint. Those last 10 laps in particular. So it was definitely a fight to finish the race. Traffic was a fight today, too. That kind of ebbed and flowed for us up at the front. But yeah, overall, I think, it was a strong weekend. I was just so positive about the way we rolled off the truck. The car was just on it right away. I felt so comfortable. I think our balance probably wasn't as perfect today when the temperature came up. It seemed like temperatures suited us a little better on Friday and Saturday. But overall, just happy, to finally close off one of these wins.
IndyCar slides in at number 2, and since comebacks are the theme here this morning, we roll with Hoops in the Sun at number 1. The league returns for its 21st season right here in the Bronx this past weekend. New York Nick Obi Toppin Jr. came out to watch his dad play Saturday. The two plan on playing together this summer run. Comebacks and family, a cool way to celebrate the holidays this summer. As for what to look out for, all eyes will be on the fight game this Saturday night. Following a respectful build-up to their January rematch, Conor McGregor has resorted to his classic trash-talking game ahead of Saturday's rubber match with Dustin Poirier at UFC 264 in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, Poirier has claimed McGregor's return to his old antics is a matter of insecurity after Poirier scored a knockout win at UFC 257. McGregor's intensity has certainly ratcheted up coming into this weekend. The eyes of the sporting world will be on T-Mobile Arena tomorrow night for an epic trilogy headlining UFC 264 in Las Vegas, the first major MMA event in Sin City with a sellout crowd in nearly 18 months. UFC headlines the back end of 5 on 5 and comes in at number 1 as we count up to 5 here on 5 on 5. And at number 2, what a time of year for sports. Plenty of options this weekend. Hockey fans have been in all their glory with the Stanley Cup Finals this past week, despite a lopsided affair between Tampa Bay and Montreal. NBA fans have Milwaukee and Phoenix to watch in the finals. Tennis fans have Wimbledon. And of course, the Tour de France stages just keep on flying by in the world of cycling. Variety takes the second spot here on the back end of 5 on 5. Head on over to NBCSports.com and ESPN.com for all the details on schedules, scores, and results. Results have come fairly easy for the first place Mets at home. And at number 3, a 3-game weekend series with Pittsburgh at Citi Field for the club. The Mets welcome the Pirates starting tonight at Citi Field. Also on the baseball diamond, the Yankees roll into Houston for what could be a heated series with the rival and hated Astros. Perhaps that will spark the Bombers into some winning ways. Houston may go down in history for its cheating ways, but this season the team is showing that it might actually be able to get things done for real, regardless, already reaching 50-plus wins on the year. Yankees-Astros takes number 4. And last but certainly not least, we've got Yankee insider Brian Hoke on Monday's Open for the first of a two-parter. Too good not to make it number 5 on my list right here. Hoke breaks down the team's latest troubles and also details 2020 in a discussion about his newest book, The Bronx Zoom. That's 5 on 5. To the C-List we go. Since I may have robbed you of a true 5th spot on the back end of 5 on 5 with more self-promotion right here on Friday Morning's Open, I figured let's give you something else to look out for this weekend in the C-List. Comebacks have really highlighted our conversation this morning, and Formula E is no different. The racing series is coming to New York City for a doubleheader event for the 4th time since 2017 this weekend on July 10th and July 11th. However, this will be the first time in 2 summers since there was no race here in the Big Apple last season due to the coronavirus pandemic. Formula E is a single-seater motorsport championship that resembles Formula One cars, but they use full electric motors. Now in its 7th season, the fastest-growing motorsport recently gained world championship status by the FIA, the same governing body of Formula One. The races will take place along the streets of Red Hook, Brooklyn, adjacent to the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal along the borough's western coast, where the Manhattan skyline and Statue of Liberty provide a stunning backdrop for the racing series. New York will be the venue for Formula E's 10th and 11th rounds of the 15th round season. Come check it out this weekend in Brooklyn, or if you miss it, watch our full recap next week on the show. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.